was a cold, gray morning in late April 2018 when the lifeless body of 25-year-old Nicole Smith was discovered in her apartment on the outskirts of Camden, New Jersey. The community was rocked by the news, not just for the tragedy of a young life extinguished, but for the chilling realization that someone had committed a crime right under their noses. Nicole was vibrant, fiercely independent, and known for her warm smile that could brighten anyone's day. Friends described her as a caring soul with a passion for helping others. She had recently landed a job at a nonprofit organization aimed at supporting local youth, pouring her heart into making a difference in her community. But on that fateful morning, with the world still waking up, the potential of her future was brutally cut short. Authorities received the call just after 8 a.m. When they arrived at the scene, the situation was grim. Nicole's apartment, typically filled with laughter and light, was eerily dark, the curtains drawn tight against the outside world. The police found her unresponsive on the living room floor. There were no obvious signs of forced entry, no apparent struggle, just the unsettling silence of a life extinguished too soon. The initial autopsy revealed that Nicole had been murdered. The cause of death was determined to be blunt force trauma. Evidence collected at the scene painted a picture of chaos. Items were scattered around the apartment, suggesting that a struggle might have occurred. A neighbor reported hearing what sounded like a heated argument the night before, but none could confirm having seen anything suspicious. As news of her death spread, the community's fear mingled with anger and confusion. Who could have done this? The investigation began to take shape, with detectives interviewing family, friends, and associates. The police were determined to track down Nicole's last movements, and the resulting timeline unveiled a complex narrative filled with possibilities. Nicole had been dating a man named Jason for several months, a relationship that had its share of ups and downs. Friends described them as passionate and volatile, but there was no evidence linking him directly to the murder. He was cooperative throughout the investigation and even participated in media interviews, expressing his grief and providing alibis. Despite this, the detectives kept a wary eye on him, especially given the tension he had with Nicole's close circle of friends. Then there were the others in her life, friends and acquaintances who had fallen away or been pushed aside as Nicole focused more on her career. One former friend mentioned a falling out stemming from jealousy over Nicole's job success. Could that former friend have harbored resentment strong enough to commit such a heinous act? As the leads kept pouring in, none seemed to stick. As days turned to weeks, the investigation faced a maddening standstill. A community vigil was held to honor Nicole's memory, bringing together those who loved her while amplifying the desperate plea for justice. The police enlisted the public's help, releasing surveillance footage from nearby businesses, hoping someone would recognize a figure lingering too long or acting suspiciously around the time of her death. But as the search continued, hope began to wane. In late June, just a couple of months after Nicole's murder, there was a break in the case, of sorts. A local man, already on the police radar for unrelated offenses, was arrested for a series of petty crimes. While being interrogated, he mentioned knowing information about Nicole and her murder. But as quickly as it came, the potential lead dissipated. His story was incoherent, filled with delusions that caused investigators to doubt his credibility. With no new tangible evidence linking him to the crime, he was released. The frustration was palpable. Suspicion began swirling, not only around potential leads, but also within the police department itself. Were they overlooking something? Had the media coverage, the vigils, and the cries for justice created a sort of noise that clouded their investigation? Detectives felt the pressure mount as they sifted through evidence, looking for that one crucial piece that could turn the tide. Then, a few months later, in October, the case took a shocking turn. One of Nicole's friends, distraught and plagued by memories of their last conversations, decided to go public with things she had never shared. She revealed that Nicole had confided to her about receiving anonymous threats in the weeks leading up to her death. The threats, initially dismissed as the paranoia of someone navigating a difficult relationship, now cast a dark shadow over the entire investigation. Who was behind those threats? Was it related to Jason or perhaps even someone from her past? This revelation sent investigators back to the drawing board, frantically searching for any evidence of harassment or conflict. They combed through old social media accounts and phone records, hoping to uncover a digital trail that might lead to the heart of the mystery. While there were plenty of dead ends, the question loomed larger. Was there a stalker hiding in plain sight? As the years rolled forward without resolution, Nicole's family remained unyielding. They held annual vigils, created a scholarship in her name, and did everything within their power to keep her story alive. Each New Year's anniversary of her death felt like a haunting reminder of their loss, but it also spurred them to drive grassroots campaigns for awareness. They fought for a renewed investigation, petitioning local lawmakers and garnering support from advocacy groups. As of now, the case remains unsolved. The investigation, while still active, has grown colder than the late autumn winds that sweep through Camden. There are whispered rumors among the locals, tales of sightings and theories that morph with the seasons, but none have resulted in tangible leads. Nicole's face remains a badge of hope and tragedy in the community, one family's heartache echoing in the silence left behind. We think we know our loved ones, their struggles, and their journeys. But as Nicole's story reminds us, sometimes the darkness lurks too close, hidden behind shadows we choose not to see. What truly happened in that apartment late one April night? As investigators continue to search for answers, one haunting question remains. How well do we really know the people around us?